surely try to charge at the champion. He stands the slendest of hopes with the bookies. Will it be Joshua with ease, or is there a sensation from the Takam camp? What an extraordinary atmosphere, Carl, for this major event.
Really extraordinary, intense. We're not sure what Takam's going to do. We're going to find out in the first couple of rounds if he's going to come and just try and unload a barrage of shots and really go for broke, or he's going to sit back and try and box. But I think the latter would be too dangerous for him to try.
He went 12 rounds out in New Zealand with Joseph Parker. He went into the 10th with Alexander Povetkin. He got a draw with Mike Perez, but no great wins on the record. Joshua had his finest hour at Wembley when he had to come through adversity, answered so many questions, and it's straight down to business, centering, popping the jab out.
Yeah, nice shot jab. You know, as good as you are, as good as Joshua knows he or thinks he is, he can't be in a situation like this and rush anything. He's got to take his time, just relax into it, get the jab going. There's so much at stake. A little bit wild there with a looping right hook. I'd like to see him just sit behind the jab and let Takam, you know, try and take some kind of initiative, and then Josh can walk him onto shots.
Towering over Carlos Takam, who's not coming forward or engaging. He's on the back foot. Tries the left hook, but Joshua puts one in as well. He's had the proper training camp for 13 weeks. Takam, a 12-day notice answer to the call of duty, but he was in shape. In shape for this, though. Big question mark as a right hand is partially blocked.
Just taking his time here now, Joshua, just trying the right hand to the body there of Takam and not forcing anything at all. This is nice, this is cool and calm and composed, and you know, he's relaxed, he's concentrating. This is all I want to see. Takam looks lively enough, he's moving a lot, he's on his back foot. Joshua there just, you know, threw a 1-2, then backed up with his high guard. He's going to be cagey, Joshua, because he's not quite sure what's in front of him.
Yep, training for the big Bulgarian Kubrat Pulev. So he had to alter late sparring for the short attack-like figure of Takam. Just having a really good look at him, Joshua.
Takam not really engaging, not giving Joshua much to work with. They're just doing the right thing, just backing him up and, you know, just flick out that sharp jab.
Yep, little happening in the first round. McCracken, now the ever-present figure in the corner, as he was for Vladimir Klitschko, but he's been behind the scenes.
I thought Anthony Joshua could get better advice or a better person at this moment in time. Adam, I really don't. Rob McCracken has been there, seen it, done it with the likes of Carl Froch, and, you know, big fights, big occasions. Robert McCracken has been there. For me, Anthony went out in that first round, imposed himself, took the centre of the ring. He's looking good behind the jab. I'd like to see him look for that right uppercut, because for me, Takam being the shorter man, he could fall onto something there. But so far, so good. You know, he's imposed himself, took centre stage, took centre of the ring, and that's important against a smaller man.
Yep, taking no chances. Down to business in the white and green. Anthony Joshua and those familiar white boots, and the black and silver of Carlos Takam from Noisy-le-Grand, just outside Paris. And we hot-footed it out there to see him. And he's been a pleasure to be around. Really relaxed, really smiley, and quietly confident that he can do well here. Not promising us he's going to become the new world champion, but he's had a decent career, and at late notice was a good replacement, and a very different one to Pulev.
Very different. Straight in with a head there, accidental from Takam. Fell straight in with his head, landing I think flush on the nose of Joshua seems okay. I'm not sure if he's cut.
Well, that's something different for Anthony Joshua to deal with. There's a slight mark on that nose. Remember, he had a rocky second round at the O2 when Dylan White caught him. And Takam aiming to crunch a left hook over, and there is some blood for Joshua.
It looked like a heavy clash of heads. Josh looking like he's going to work here slightly, body and head.
And he finds a punch just to wobble Takam. Blood from the nose. There you see it. Bleeding profusely. That's not going to be good. Should this go into the latter rounds? Few believe it will. But that certainly spurred Joshua on to start putting the heavier artillery together.
Yeah, putting some nice shots together there, Joshua. Maybe, you know, putting a bit of pressure now with that nose that may be broken. I mean, that head came in heavy and landed flush on the nose of Joshua.
It doesn't look good, does it? And Takam lands a jab right on that affected area. A bit wild from Joshua, but there's a lot of blood. He's trying to get in close and power punch on the inside. Takam still backing off, Carl.
There's a lot of blood and a lot of swelling around Joshua's nose. I mean, it'll be okay, we'll be able to cope with this, but it's not ideal. So Takam will draw a bit of confidence from that.
Has he broken Joshua's nose with that head? Still focused. Joshua, his eyes not leaving Takam, who's wild, but does try to dare in.
Joshua backing up Takam here nicely, but you see his eyes are watering, his nose is bleeding, and there's evident swelling around that nose. I think that nose is broken.
Yep, there's problems for Joshua. Not wobbled, not shaken, but the nose is damaged badly.
Tell that ref about his head. What's that? Tell that ref about his head. Yeah. He's coming in with his head. Listen. Hands up to charging him with his head. Break him down. Jab, right hand up. Listen, spit that out. Listen, let's just calm down a little bit, all right? Okay. Let's just calm defense.
Well, they say in boxing, you've got to go through all sorts. Look at that head going in. That was really nasty.
Straight away, Adam, I said he's broken his nose immediately. You can see the reaction from Anthony, but it's not just that. The shape of his nose has changed. There is now a bump on Anthony's right-hand side of the nose where there wasn't previously. That's a foul. He's felt it immediately straight away.
So it's going to affect breathing, yes, as we go on.
It will affect breathing, your eyes water. It's very, very sore and touchy. But for me, Anthony will look straight away. It kicked off an instant reaction from Anthony. He went on the attack, and I think it's only going to see curtains for Carlos Takam. Anthony will fight him up close now, and I think this fight, I don't see it going past 5 rounds for me.
Here's a third round, and he tries a long, raking right hand. Anthony Joshua. Is he annoyed by what's happened? Will he keep his composure? And what of Takam? What will he try? What are the tactics from the French corner?
Well, Joshua certainly stepped on the gas a bit, started putting shots together. What are Takam's tactics? I think now it would be to move and pot shot when he can. As Joshua comes in, maybe let some shots go as soon as that gap's closed. He's certainly not going looking for Joshua. He's on his back foot. He's trying to draw Joshua in, which is dangerous. But with a good defence and a well-timed right hand or headbutt, whatever goes in professional boxing, sometimes it can get rough and dirty. And you know, we can see the damage on Joshua's face here. We can see his eyes watering and the nosebleed, which we've talked about. And he's uncomfortable in there now for Joshua.
He's got all that experience, Carlos Takam. He's had his lumps and bumps, his ups and downs. He's a hard man. And this is his 187th round of professional boxing. It's only the 59th for Anthony Joshua, who, remember, has knocked everyone out, including, of course, Vladimir Klitschko late, when he had to haul himself up off the canvas at Wembley, maybe 2-3 punches away from losing his unbeaten record in that titanic tussle. Just stabbing in his own eyes, Takam.
Just sitting back here, Joshua, just trying to settle down, just trying to get in range of that jab, looking for the right hand. He's been headbutted again there.
Looking at the referee, Phil Edwards, as if to say, come on, they touch gloves. And a left hand from Takam. And Joshua just has to cover up.
Setting his feet here, Joshua, as he backs up Takam, so he's going to be looking to put some power on these shots. I'd like to see him just jab and move a bit like we usually do, but I feel like he wants to get straight down to business, Josh, and try and make an impression on Takam because he's annoyed about that accidental clash of heads.
That range, and he smiles through the gum shield. Joshua showed the heart for a gladiatorial battle at Wembley. I think he likes it. Tries the body as well. Takam in close, wielding with the left hook, trying to find one honey punch, a bit like Smirking Boat Cooper did with Evander Holyfield all those years ago, or Tim Witherspoon when he was knocked out by Bone Crusher Smith in a massive upset, and it would be enormous if Takam pulls this off.
But he looks capable, doesn't he? He's moving around the ring well, he's defending himself nicely. When Joshua attacks, nothing clean really lands.
You know, so we really never had no old money. We got a whole lot of new money though. Raindrop, drop top, smoking on week in the hot box. Know your bitch, yeah, that. Cooking up, giving the pop. We came from nothing to something. I don't try nobody with the tree, alright. Call up the gang and they come.
So for people who thought this would be a one-round blowout, we've already had a few, and we have something different for Anthony Joshua to deal with.
It's another experience Anthony Joshua's going through in his career. He's probably never had his nose broken before. I think he's been cut now, he's been down. He's experienced a long, hard fight. Takam presents something that I don't think Anthony Joshua's had in his career, but a much shorter man who moves his head quite a bit and is coming with a game plan. He's got tactics, but Anthony needs to come down the side of these gloves. You cannot protect the temple area, blind Takam with the jab and come down the sides with the right hook, and I think that will be effective going on in this fight.
Joseph Germain from Carlos Takam's corner, just giving him a real confidence boost there. He was with Jean-Marc Mormec for many years. Knowledgeable trainer himself. As Joshua gets back to the jab. Has he got to soften Takam up, not rush things here?
I think he does. I think he needs to back him up behind the relaxed jab. Walking down, as he is doing now, actually, just back him up, put him where he wants him, but he's got to watch that aggressive counter from Takam, because he's looking at firing back.
Joshua with the right hand, and Takam shrugs his shoulders. Only that one stoppage defeat on the record. He's always had a pretty good chin, Carlos Takam.
Well, he looks good, he looks capable, he's moving well, he's got a nice defence, bobbing and weaving, and when you're in front of somebody who's smaller than you, it's difficult to get your shots off and land cleanly, especially when they're ducking down low as well. So it's awkward for Joshua. If Takam doesn't engage, it's awkward for him to get this counter. It's good tactics really from Takam. He's not winning anything, but he's making the fight drag on. He may be looking at taking Joshua a little bit late because he knows he's heavy. Will he tie down the stretch?
Yeah, 18-2, Joshua's heaviest ever weight. Now, will he think that maybe there'll be stamina issues if Joshua doesn't stop him early that could come back to haunt him? Vladimir Klitschko lost an early fight to Ross Purity a bit like that when he outlasted him in the Ukraine, but Joshua has that power, the equalizer, good uppercut. Takam takes it.
Good work from Joshua, uppercut, left hook. Takam on his back foot, but smiles back. There's a cut there on the right eye.
And that's a nasty cut for Takam. That's worse than Joshua's nose, that's really bad. Into the last minute of the fourth round, and he's stabbing in his eye. He's in a lot of pain. And he's talking to Phil Edwards. He can't see, or can he? He's complaining that Joshua will be right on him like the predatory finisher he is.
Well, this is what Joshua needed. He needed a sign, something to get him back, and he's opened a nice cut up there. A big cut above the eye, and then he's pouring.
I'm not sure that the fight can carry on much longer with that cut. It's really bad, and Takam is in all sorts of pain. So both of them have had their injuries. Both still standing, and Takam's going to go for it. Oh, but Joshua with the knockdown. 15 seconds left in the fourth, and he had to put a glove down there. Carlos Takam, he's in pain. He's been floored, but the bell's going to come any second. What's going to happen when Carlos Takam goes back to his corner? There's the bell. The eye is terrible, Carl.
Yes, the eye is pouring like a tap being switched on. Blood pouring out of that eye, streaming into his face. That'll be blinding him. He'll be worried about what kind of damage he's done. The cornerman now has to work hard on that, get the adrenaline going.
It was a punch that caused the cut, unlike the head clash that caused the nose.
Slashing right hook there from Joshua, looks like that's the punch that opened up the cut. It is. With the right eye. Here we go.
Phil Edwards is in the corner, and they're looking at the cut, and I think they're going to pull him out. Carlos Takam maybe retired on his stool here after 4 rounds. They're checking.
He's not going to want to go out like this, Adam.
The language barrier may be a problem here with Phil Edwards. What does Carlos Takam want to do? He'll want to go on, definitely.
He does not want to go out like this. This is his moment. This is his one big shot. He will not want to retire on his stool.
David Hay, your rival Tony telling me that Carlos Takam is as tough as they come. They had huge sparring sessions before he fought Derek Chisora Hay, so Takam will try everything to stay in there.
He's going to have to be really, really tough because his eye is bad. It's bleeding heavily over the eye and it's causing discomfort and it's blocking his vision. I think he's going to just go for it now and try and land something effective on Josh. That'll be dangerous.
It's affecting him, Carl. You can see it. He's wincing. It's affecting him. And he must never have been caught like this before. This is good combination punching from Anthony Joshua here.
Lefts and rights, planting his feet and really going for it now, Joshua.
Good work from Josh. Blood pouring from the eye of Takam.
This the round that he believed he had Vladimir Klitschko gone. Remember the celebration, the roaring like a lion. And there was still a long, long way to go. Phil Edwards is going to have a look at the cut. The doctor's going to come in. I'm not sure this is going to last. And it'll be a big disappointment for Takam. The doctor says go on, but Takam is dabbing at it. It's so infuriating for him, but then Joshua might have broken his nose already, so...
I think Joshua's over that and his predatory instincts, we've seen it in the past. I think he's going to try and close the show here, Joshua.
A bit tit for tat in terms of facial problems, but that eye, the blood just trickling into Takam's right eye. Joshua dabs in his nose and there's blood as well. Attempts the uppercut. They're both in pain in there.
They both look to be damaged and wincing. Joshua now dabbing his eye or his nose. Takam's eye opened up. Really is a bloodbath early on. It's very interesting. I mean, we knew, or we expected something might happen with this fight. You just never know what to expect in heavyweight boxing. This is bizarre. Joshua in control, backing him up nicely. He just needs to keep himself composed. But Takam's still dangerous.
Yep, throwing the leather, Carlos Takam, trying the rights and left. Joshua with the speedy combinations, punching down as opposed to how he would have had to deal with Kubrat Pulev.
You can see that both are wounded, but it seems like Anthony Joshua is dealing with the problems better. These are good shots from Anthony Joshua. Takam showing how tough he is. Like I say, he's not going to want to quit here, but he's digging in now.
Landing clean there, Joshua. Takam standing up to it well, but they were hurtful punches from Joshua.
He's so desperate to make a mockery of the bookies, Carlos Takam. No one gave him a prayer. And still Anthony Joshua, red-hot favourite to come through this, but Takam, stubborn, brave, and just wanting to land one punch to shake the Brit.
It's a horrendous cut, Adam, to be fair to Carlos Takam, and he's shipping an awful lot of punishment now.
Yeah, this is good work from Joshua, body in the head. Back comes Takam with his own.
It's really bad, the cut. They're going to have another look at it, I'm sure, in between the rounds. Two warriors, though. Good to see.
collarbone. It's such a shame, actually, that he's got this cut open up because, you know, he's interested in, he's asking Joshua new questions in his short professional career. The broken nose earlier, which we suspect, and now, you know, the twist and unfold of events. Now his eyes opened up and there's blood pouring. It's a real shame, but it's very interesting.
But Takam, you know, his injury, the injury to Anthony Joshua was caused by a head clash. Anthony Joshua was caused by a punch, so it shows, you know, it shows him as the fight's going on where we're going to be at now.
Big deep breath from Anthony Joshua as he comes out of the blue corner. Blood smeared on those white shorts and on Carlos Takam's black and silver. The tough man from Noisy-le-Grand in Paris. Father Cameroon, he's got a huge family willing him on from Africa. And at 36, he's trying to cause what will be one of the biggest sensations in modern boxing history. 50-1 on Anthony Joshua before the first bell.
He worked hard in that last round, AJ. Threw a lot of punches. Is he feeling the pace of that last round? He'll certainly recover because he's very fit. Takam slowed down slightly, but still seemed to be very much in this fight.
And we were talking, Carl, that if Takam could withstand the punches and punishment that Anthony Joshua would throw in the first half, could he have a chance late on because of that experience and Joshua's lack of it?
And that extra weight that Joshua's carrying, if he starts breathing down the stretch, they all accumulate, and, you know, it's all factors that can affect it. It's why it's a 12-round sport, because down the stretch of the championship rounds.
Right hand from Joshua there. Back Takam comes with some body work of his own. I think this is a fabulous try at 12 days' notice from Carlos Takam to go in with the most feared man, possibly apart from Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, who's in recess in the heavyweight world. And he's taking Joshua's punches.
He's taking his best punches. He's really sitting down on these shots, Joshua. Loading up but relaxed with his loading, so he's putting heavy shots together.
Oh, good uppercut, though. Joshua found it.
Nice
he did
uppercut.
that to Klitschko, and that was a perfect punch. Takam just wobbled there. 50 seconds left in the 6th round. And the eye is a complete mess. And the left hook that landed on it won't help.
Takam did wobble, but isn't he tough? He's still in there, still firing back. Great work from Joshua. This is what we want to see now. We don't want this to be ended with an injury or a cut. We want to see this fight finished conclusively. It's already been more fascinating than what we thought.
Definitely hurt there, though, Carlos Takam. He's touched down once. He's trying to...
He's targeting the body of Anthony Joshua, Carlos Takam is, and he keeps going back to Anthony Joshua's body. Is this a plan that can hopefully work a little bit later on for him? He's invested all of his weight down the stairs in Anthony Joshua.
Yeah, he's landing some nice hooks around the body of Joshua, and that will affect him later on, but you just get the feeling this fight isn't going very far.
It's a very, very brave display from Carlos Takam, I will say that much. He's got a horrendous cut and he's digging in.
We say it's not going very far. It's gone halfway, and hardly anybody thought it would.
Well, I didn't think that cut at some stage was going to stop it for Takam. They seem to have got through that. The referee's happy with what he's seen. The doctor's allowed it to go. So, you know, dare we say, can we disregard the cut now above Takam's eyes? Joshua's winning every round for me. He's doing enough. He's busy enough. He's landing some good shots. But Takam's still there as we enter the second half of the fight.
His tight team of Joseph Tremaine, Amor Sakori, Emmanuel Fotzing, his brothers in there, one of many brothers that Carlos Takam has. Christian Kirky as well, the promoter, who said this would be one of the biggest upsets ever in sport if Carlos Takam could pull this off. He's got into the second half of this IBF, WBA and IBO heavyweight title fight, but he's got to be a long way behind on both of your cards.
Yeah, it's got to be. It's difficult to score anything for Takam because he's just under relentless pressure getting caught. He's in this fight, he's firing back, but he's not winning the round. Simple as that.
He's not winning anything for me, Adam, but what he is winning is the hearts of the people with the bravery he's showing. Like we've said before, 12 days notice, a horrendous cut, and he's in there against the most destructive, most powerful heavyweight on the planet, and he's digging in.
It's what makes us commentators and journalists, as he lends a right hand there, Carlos Takam, respect you fighters so much. There's a cut on the other eye now, both eyes cut, and he's still blasting away, Carlos Takam. The spirit is extraordinary, like the atmosphere in here.
Great response there from Takam. He got caught with two big shots from Joshua, and he fired straight back with hooks of his own, landing on Joshua's chin, who soaked up the shots, no problem at all. Takam showing a lot of toughness and resilience here. He's injured, he's on his back foot, he's bleeding heavy, but he's still firing back. He's given us a lot more than what we wanted him to and what we expected him to.
He's showing here, for me, Adam and Carla, experience that comes with championship-level fighters. The inside work, the slipping, the bobbing, the weaving, the cute little things that championship fighters have. Anthony Joshua picked these things up also while this fight's going on.
Right hand from Takam. He hasn't really been able to hurt Joshua, but he has landed. And Joshua will be learning something new here, just like he did against Vladimir Klitschko.
Well, these are key rounds and learning rounds, as you say, Adam. And he's learning all the time in there, so, you know, it's not a bad thing that Joshua's now in round 7 and he's experiencing new things, because it's all pads up towards the, you know, the fight that we're talking about ahead of the game against Deontay Wilder.
Big shots from Carlos Takam. He's still full of energy. All that biking in the Alps, the mountain biking that he loves so much, standing him in excellent stead, but these punches are being painfully delivered by Joshua, and the cuts on both eyes. What a warrior Takam is.
Real warrior. And Joshua showing a bit of bravery there himself, firing back after getting caught with shots.
What happens next in this quite dramatic heavyweight fight? We didn't think we'd see anything like this.
Well, I think Joshua's
Big
feeling
right hand from Joshua, but still Takam takes it.
Joshua's feeling the pace here at the end of this round. He's breathing, he's talking to Takam. This 1 minute rest will serve him well. Good round though from Joshua. Great round from Takam too.
And it was a punch that caused the other cut as well. Okay, so he's a man in front. He's had Takam down. He's had him cut on both eyes. Is there any danger, guys, that he could be outlasted here down the stretch with the heavy weight, with the fact that Takam is still in this and has the experience?
Usually, Adam, at a stage like this in a fight with it being so one-sided, I would usually say, let's start looking at the corner to pull their guy out. But I'm going to be honest, this is the richest prize in sport, the heavyweight championship of the world. So there is no pulling out a fighter in a fight of this magnitude. Anthony, for me, he'll get a second win anytime soon. I do think he's exerted a lot of energy in these first 6 rounds, but, you know, 7, you'll see the best of him is yet to come.
He had that dicey 5th and 6th against Klitschko, and it took him 2 or 3 rounds just to get himself back together. But he did find that second win, just, Tony, as you predicted, at the end of the 10th round when we spoke to you at Wembley, and he came out in the 11th, and he became a superstar. But boxing's an unforgiving business. Carlos Takam's still in there, and he wants the prize now. He wants the scalp of Joshua, and he's not out of this.
He's not out of this, no, but Joshua just doesn't seem to be fading at all. We were worried about his 18 stone weight, just over, very big, a career heaviest for Joshua, but he's put a lot of work in early on. He really went to work in round 2 and 3 as well with that damage to the nose. And he's not had it all his own way. He's won every round, but he's been getting hit back. But he's still in here. He's still looking fresh. He still looks fit and strong. For me, he's not fading, and this is looking really, really good for Joshua.
I'd like to see Anthony Joshua maybe lean on Takam a little bit, tire him out, use that weight advantage to, you know, to benefit yourself. That's the only thing I could say he's not doing at the moment, and be a bit busier with that jab, Adam.
Take loose on the glove of Anthony Joshua. And is the nose still affecting him, the breathing? This is the sort of time of the fight.
doesn't seem to be too troubled, does he, Joshua? Breathing heavy, but he's a big lad. I mean,
we debated it just last night, Carl, about the weight, about the fact that is 18 plus, you know,
I think we've had a question answered. I think he's absolutely fine.
Listen to the 78,000 here who want their hero to come home, but he's having a much tougher night than pretty much every one of them would have predicted.
Well, you've got to give Takam massive respect for staying in there and trying, really trying. Injured as well, constantly dabbing away at that eye that's bleeding heavily into his vision.
I said earlier in the week, Adam, that you know, when you're punching down on opponents that short of men, it poses problems. You leave gaps over the top, into the middle, round the head, and it's shown tonight that, you know, when you're punching down at short of an opponent, it can pay a price.
Lennox Lewis had that with Zeljko Mavrovic and David Tour. He didn't have easy nights with them. Big shot from Joshua. And again a left hook, and Takam says, come on then, what's this guy made of? Phenomenal.
Body and head work there from Joshua. Two nice hooks to the body, then switching it upstairs. Takam, teak tough. Joshua working hard.
It's sheer self-belief from Carlos Takam. It's that one opportunity, the golden ticket. And that's why he's still in this. But whatever happens, he can go back to France and back to his family in the Cameroon with his head held so high.
He certainly can. He's done himself proud. Still firing away.
Good jab to the body. Takam says, doesn't matter where you hit me, I'm still here. But he must be tiring. Fans are loving it. They're getting a lot more than they bargained for. I think they thought they'd be out celebrating by now.
Well, I think they thought it was going to be over a lot sooner with the cuts, the nose of Joshua, the cuts from Joshua onto Takam's eyes, but somehow we found ourselves into round 9. These body attacks here from Takam. Tony Bellew pointed it out. See them shots going in, and if that continues through into the late rounds, that will take the legs, that will take the energy from Joshua, so it's a good tactic.
It's money in the bank, Carl, and as I say, it will show as these rounds are going on now. I think Anthony's slightly slowing down a bit, he's throwing less in each round, but for me, Takam, face badly damaged. It's just all for me about how much bravery he's showing, how much heart he's showing. Reminds me very much of Jean-Marc Mourmet. Reminds me an awful lot of him.
Same trainer, same desire, same tenacity. Anthony Joshua, who became heavyweight champion just in April last year, as the doctor comes in again to have a look, this time at both eyes, just to make sure medically everything's fine. And he's having a word with the referee. It's a long word. Dr. Ashwin Patel. And maybe it's a final one. But the fight goes on, much to the delight of everybody who's enjoying this one. Joshua, who's defended against Dominic Brazil, Eric Molina, and Klitschko, is having a real grueling affair with the unheralded Carlos Takam, but those in the trade knew how tough and determined he was.
It's known on the scene, Adam, how tough he is. Going as long as he did with Povetkin on foreign shores, going there with Joseph Parker, toe-to-toe for 12 rounds. He's always in shape. He's a brilliant fighter, as we've seen him on the scales. Fantastic, a proper heavyweight. Look at the size of his legs, Adam, all the way down. Short, thick. He's a good, solid heavyweight, and Anthony's finding out tonight.
And this is great work for Anthony Joshua. I mean, we're into round 9. He's had some great work. Brown's in the bank at this level on this occasion. He's breathing heavy now, Joshua, and he's won every round, but he's not having it all his own way. He's not dictating every second of every round.
Takam's still light on his feet.
Still letting shots go. I mean, Joshua can't switch off here.
Jab from Joshua. Will he be thinking of boxing his way home here, or will he be still aiming for the knockout, which, yes, he's had him down, yes, he's had him wobbled, but no real signs.
I think Joshua will box his way through the first couple of minutes, and then if he feels like letting a barrage go in and trying to get the stoppage, he'll do that towards the end of the round, because then he's got a minute recovery. That's usually a tactic of good right hand from Takam, but Joshua not really bothered now by the power and the punches from Takam.
27 knockouts in his 35 wins, Carlos Takam. He's not a powder puncher, and maybe late on, and he's starting to rev up some of these hooks, and Joshua just a bit static in the middle of the ring.
Well, he's not throwing much, and Takam's having a go here.
The jab from Anthony Joshua is really affecting Carlos Takam.
I wonder what Deontay Wilder's making of this, and Tyson Fury about Anthony Joshua.
Well, they'll be looking at his performance and thinking, you know what, he's doing very well, but he was expected to get Takam out there earlier. They've had the problems, the cuts and the nose, but Joshua now has slowed down. We're into round 9, he's slowed down, maybe because he wants to, maybe wants to take his time on box, but he's under pressure here, and this will give opponents like Deontay Wilder a bit of confidence.
Takam coming forward. Maybe that was always the plan from their camp. But that's a good shot from Joshua, who has, of course, got the edge in power.
That was a lovely left hook there as Takam pulled out, landed clean on the jaw of Takam, who is really, really tough.
Showed amazing amounts of durability as Carlos Takam here tonight.
Well, this is a stellar, super effort from Carlos Takam, beyond the call of duty. I mean, he's turned up, he's filled in a gap, to be honest. No one gave him a chance of actually beating Anthony Joshua, and he's still in this.
It's been decades, Adam, since someone stepped in to fight for the undisputed heavyweight championship on literally 2 weeks' notice. Nobody's done it in decades. Usually an event will be cancelled. It's down to the courage and the bravery that Carlos Takam has took this on. And he, you know, this is only up the stock of what he's worth now. You know, it's a brilliant performance by him, and he's shown against all odds that he's still here.
And here's the bell for round 10. 9 minutes to go. World heavyweight titles still on the line here. Anthony Joshua picking up rounds, has the knockdown as well, but remember, he damaged his nose very early on. And Carlos Takam, who's fought with bad cuts to both eyes, but it has not stopped him rolling on, and he still is coming to Joshua, who just looks down at you at ringside there, Carl, as if to say, wow, this guy is giving it everything, and I'm in a fight.
Well, he looked down and maybe thought to himself, he's still coming forward, he's still swinging away. It's not a big problem for Joshua, but he's breathing heavy now, he's feeling the pace of these rounds. He's worked a lot, he's done a lot of work, and this guy, Takam, is still coming for him.
He's opening up now, Takam, and that might pose an opportunity for Anthony Joshua to land one of them big shots. Let's not forget, Anthony Joshua can end the fight in a split second with one big shot. Carlos Takam does not have that same, you know, punch in his arsenal, so don't be surprised if we see the end.
Good uppercut. Again, the big thick legs of Carlos Takam did a dance, but he stays upright. Phil Edwards having a close look now. He's not going to want to see too much sustained punishment, because Takam's not going to win this. Anthony Joshua now retains his world heavyweight titles. It is stopped. Carlos Takam complains, he bitterly protests. He has been outstanding as a challenger on such short notice, but ultimately it came down to Anthony Joshua's class, punch power, and his freshness that got him through what was a torrid battle.
Well, it is a shame that it was stopped when he was. I mean, he was under relentless pressure. Joshua landed some Really good, clean shot. But Takam felt he was still in that fight. He felt he was still in there with a chance. He came out and started this round fast as well. And he's still complaining, so he's not happy about that stoppage.
He wasn't going to win the fight, and I think Phil Edwards probably didn't want it. He'd seen the cuts, the doctor had come in a couple of times. He probably thought, you know what, he's done everything he can, and it was maybe the right time.
It's a very, very tough one for the referee, that, Alan, because yes, Carlos Takam is throwing punches back, but can he win? Was he hit? Yes. Was he out on his feet? No, he wasn't. But it's only going to be more one side, and I'll be honest, there's a potential, you know, he could have got hurt there. What I'll say is, he's 1 or 2 punches from going to sleep, in my opinion. So, for me, he's been saved to fight another day.
He was caught with a shot about 20 seconds before that, which really affected the legs. And I think the punishment at this stage, Anthony Joshua gets the job done. It's going to be fascinating to hear from him about the nose, about the grit and toughness of Carlos Takam, because he's learned something very different tonight, AJ.
Well, we see Takam there taking heavy shots, shrugging it off, smiling. Phil Edwards, very experienced referee, having a look at these damaging shots going in. Nothing really coming back. The legs of Takam doing that little shake.
You
to
see him
show
slow.
that he's hurt. He's slowed down. I mean, you can't argue with a stoppage, but I think Takam wanted the moral victory.
Yes.
I think he wanted to hear the final bell.
And I think the crowd wanted him to hear it too, because coming in on 12, that's why they're booing. No one boos at an Anthony Joshua fight, but I understand where they're coming from. You know, he's a proud man. He's done unbelievably well. He has a moral victory tonight by getting as far as he did, but ultimately